Okay, welcome everybody watching here on YouTube. This is the Marlboro Open. These guys are trying to get into the big event tonight, which is the Marlboro Challenge for the IndyCars. This is our IndyCar All-Star event. Everybody that's already an All-Star, a previous race winner, champion, that is already in the challenge tonight. These are all the guys trying to get into the Open, trying to set their spot for the Open right now in this 5-minute qualifier, so they can get into the Open, and the top 3 from each Open transfer into the challenge. There are 2 identical races going on right now, Open 1 and Open 2. This is Open 1, and right now we are watching Kylo Ren roll around the track behind Merlin trying to get a good lap in. So right now they are top of the board. Oh, they're hooked up and sliding a little bit. This is not going to be a good lap. I think they got what they got at this point. And there goes Merlin. So Kylo's kind of out to dry here. We'll go along with Outcast here. Outcast and looks like Pogo Gun. Pogo Gun riding behind Outcast here. We'll go ahead and jump in his cockpit and see what he's doing here, how a good lap looks. I'm sure Pogo can lay down a good lap here. We'll see what he can do here with only just over a minute left in qualifying. We'll see what he can do. He's just trying to suck up to Outcast here, getting a good run. Didn't take the low line, so that could cost him a little bit, but we'll see what he can do here going into the backstretch, trying to get one decent lap in, set the field here. There's a couple drivers that haven't laid down any laps. We'll see what Pogo can do here. It looks good. He was a little bit loosey-goosey there and not able to beat old Kylo Ren. So right now Kylo's sitting on the top spot, which is just about where he qualifies for every one of these Open races. He's a good qualifier at Daytona, that Kylo Ren is. And we'll see what he can do during the race, though. As Pogo's trying to get one more good lap eked out here. It's possibly a little bit quicker. This might be the pole run. Nah, but he gets slowed down just a little bit from Outcast. And it didn't hurt him that bad. He jumps to the pole. So that's Pogo sitting on the pole as the clock starts to run out here. 51 seconds to go. Pogo snuck it in by 4/100ths of a second over Kylo Ren. These guys got a lot of nerves trying to qualify here into this event. There's going to be a lot more nerves during this 25-lap race to get into the challenge. Marlboro Challenge is our all-star event for the IndyCars, just like we ran the Busch Clash on Wednesday. Gets another lap in there, but not good enough to win it. So there's your starting order for tonight's number 1 Open for the Marlboro Challenge. Pogo sitting on the pole, nice run for him. Kylo Ren just barely didn't make it there, and Outcast, who had a good lap, held up with Pogo, is going to be starting 3rd. That's your top 3. 4th is going to be Merlin. O'Brien getting a good lap in there in 5th. He's a good veteran. He should have a good run here tonight, no matter where he qualifies. Stay Down Killin, 6th. Shadow Factory, our newest driver to the SCL, and not going to hold it against him, but he's Guntar's brother. Rockabilly Outlaw qualified 8th, and Flat Out put a time in of 9th. So that's what you got there. And just getting word that Daz fell asleep, so he didn't make the race. Yeah, sometimes it's hard. Time zone change is hard on people. But there you go. Pogo sitting on the pole. Kylo 2nd. And Outcast 3rd. That's going to be your starting lineup for race number 1, Marlboro Open. And all of these people are trying to get into the top 3 for the race. If they finish in the top 3, they will transfer into tonight's Marlboro Challenge. Here we go. Make sure I ready up here. I'm ready. And everybody else is putting their setup in and readying up here, making sure they have their speedway set up. Yep, looks like Daz is just a little late on the gun there as he fell asleep. So Daz not going to make it into tonight's Marlboro Open or the Challenge. It's too bad for him. He's a good driver. We're just waiting on a couple more drivers to ready up here as we look at our ambient temperature here. 63 degrees in Daytona, slightly overcast sky, and track temperature is up to 72. That's going to rise a little bit once these Indy cars start tearing up the track with their Firestone rubber. We're just waiting on Flat Out to ready up here, and we will be ready to rock and roll for the Open. A couple good drivers keep your eye on: O'Brien and Defense Clap Clap, aka Stay Down Killin'. They are going to be pretty hard to beat. Let me go and turn my notifications off here so you guys. I can't figure it out in time. Alright, here we go. Rolling along here. I'm gonna retire. Oh. Oops. Whoops. Okay. Try and get back in here. That was my fault for being an idiot there, not reading correctly. I'll get back in. These guys are still making their pace laps and getting ready to start the event here. They will be able to come down, make a final adjustment stop, and change your tire pressures. They can adjust their roll bars if they want to, front and rear. They can turn on their traction controls and stability and steering assist and all that if they want to. They get the car trimmed out just how they feel like it's going to work well for them, and then they'll get set to rock and roll here for 25 laps. As we get back in the room here, beautiful Daytona. Like I said, overcast skies, and it's 6 p.m. here at Daytona. And I've been disconnected here, guys. So I'm trying to get back in. Bear with me. The booth's not working very well tonight. Alright. It looks like they restarted here. Let me jump over and see what's going on.
I'm looking right now.
What happened there, guys? Yeah, I did too. So it looks like our rookie Shadow exited the room accidentally there, so we were reset for him. Luckily, I needed to get back in too, and I wasn't able to for a little bit there. They might have been resetting the rooms I was trying to join. So we got all that sorted out, and we get some thumbs up, and we'll head on in here. Practice and qualifying's been turned off because Kip Carlin's a good host here, and we're ready to rock and roll again. Rolling out to Daytona with these Indy cars. They are quick, but they are fickle, and should have some good racing here with our flag limit. Just get a couple ground rules here from the guys. What's our flag limit here? Just so I know for the booth. 4. Okay. Okay. Alright guys, we got 4 cautions that are going to be on the board available for the drivers tonight. Only 4 and only 4. Means after we have 4 cautions, or if we have 4 cautions, that's it. It's green till the end. The last 5 laps are always going to be green, so we will see what happens here. Should be some good racing. As everybody gets readied up, we've got Kylo Ren in the 26. He's going to be starting second, I believe. Pogo Gun got the pole in the 41 car. He's ready. Outcast third, he's ready. Merlin flips fourth, he's ready. Those yellow cars are independent cars. Shadow Factory, Rockabilly, Merlin. Those are guys without a country, no team, so they are independent drivers for tonight's event. As I said, Shadow Factory's first start here, that's why he's a rookie and real green. He left the room on accident. But we'll get everybody to ready up here. Still the same room setting, 72 degrees out on the track, cool 63 degrees here at Daytona, and we are ready to roll. And I'm just wondering how to retire from an event here. I think I have to wait till it starts to retire. That's how I screwed up last time. Wait till I get the green here, and now I can retire to pit box. Okay, shows how much I've been doing this. Alright, so here we go. As these guys get sorted out here and get lined up for the race, there are 9 drivers trying to make it into 3 spots. So 6 of these guys are going to go home and not be able to race in tonight's event, but I'm sure they will be watching all the YouTube feeds live on the YouTube account here and on channel 2. Everybody's getting lined up here. Looks like they're pretty close to getting into their correct positions. And we'll see how we go here tonight. Oh, a little sip of Sprite here. Alright, that's Pogo in the 19 car. Looking pretty good. The Boy Scouts, 'cause Pogo's a good Boy Scout. And he's gonna see what he can do here. Got O'Brien in the 41 ABC Liquor Store car for it's a 14 car. Not 14, but 14. Good looking Honda. We'll see what O'Brien can do, and right behind him, Defense Clap Clap. That's another person that you're gonna have to watch as these cars pull into the pits here to make their final adjustments before they go green. Everybody's gonna pull down, make a tire change, put as much fuel as they think they need for 25 laps, and get on down to business. As you see all the pit crews pulling out here. We will ride along with a couple of them here. Looks like Kylo's having trouble finding his pit stall, maybe. Might be sharing a pit stall with somebody else, which is holding up Rockabilly. Kylo's gonna have to move. You're gonna have to move. You're gonna have to move, Kylo. You're gonna have to move and let Rockabilly out of the pit. Alright, those guys are able to ride on out here. riding along with Rockabilly. He got held in the pits there a little bit by Kylo. I don't think Kylo either saw his pit stall or couldn't find it, but I think he's going to be alright for the race anyway. He's rolling up on the outside here, trying to get his position back. Now he's in the lead. Alright, he can't be doing this. He's trying to go in and make his pit stop. As he was the first pit stall, he must have missed it there. So his crew's pulling out, changing tires. I hope those tires don't have tread on them they're putting on. But here they go, making a tire change, deciding not to, and pulling out on the track, waiting for the rest of the field to catch him here. He's going to stop at the end of pit road and let everybody catch up to him. Kylo, you gotta stop. You gotta let everybody catch you. You went around everybody. You shouldn't have done that, guy. Yeah, but you can't catch the field again. Just stop and we'll let the whole pack back up to you here. Alright, he wasn't able to make his pit stop there. A little trouble for the rookie. Rookie mistake, but that's okay. And he's going to be waiting here. Kylo, you might want to roll a little bit, Kylo. Roll a little bit just so you don't get disqualified here. The game will disqualify you, I believe, if you just sit there for too long. So just do a slow roll. There you go. You're good for a little bit now. Let the whole pack roll up to you. And go ahead and stop again, Kylo. Alright, so we're getting everybody caught up here. Trying to get our good run going. Shouldn't be too bad. Again, Pogo Gun sitting on the pole like he should be. He's holding a nice 72 miles an hour there. Keeping a good pace as they catch up to Kylo. The whole field looks like they're packed up here. We'll take a trackside look at everybody. Got a good group of cars here trying to make it into this event. A lot of rookies, a couple of veterans thrown in there for good measure. So it should be a good event. As they're rolling around catching up to Kylo. They're in double file formation. And I believe they're about ready to rock and roll here. As they get formed up as they're rolling around turn 3 at the fabulous Daytona International Speedway. We'll take a ride along for the start of this one. As we ride along here, these guys are getting ready to start this open. Should be a good show up here from the booth. Might have Antoine Senna stop in, do some pit reporting later on in the race. But right now it looks like Pogo's ready to rock and roll. He's getting closer and closer, and we are green for the Marlboro Open. We're going to go to the back of the pack and ride along with Rockabilly. There's a couple cars sliding around. That's to be expected. Like I said, these cars are pretty fickle. And ooh, that's some tight racing there. Not really anywhere to go for anybody. As everybody's jockeying for position here on the opening laps. A little too quick to start racing real hard. We have Rockabilly in the fence. As he tries to keep it straight, that's going to cost him a lot. Flat out lifted a little bit. That's going to cost him a little bit as he tries to regain position here. Rockabilly is just about lost the draft from getting a little bit too high there and getting up into the fence, which is never a good thing at any track. You'll get stuck into the fence, so We'll go back right along the flat out here. He's got a pretty good view of it. Rolling around onto the back stretch here. He gets to the wall just a little bit. They're still jockeying for position up front. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 as we roll down the back stretch into turn 3 here. A little bit of bobbing and weaving from these drivers. These are rookies, so they might not have their controller settings fine-tuned like some of the veterans would have and be super stable. So, but it's good experience for these guys racing here at Daytona. As we look back for Rockabilly, he has completely lost the draft at this point, but that will bring him right back into it. Looks like we're going to have a caution, our first caution of the day. So Rockabilly weaves his way through here with Merlin and Stay Down got together there. Not a good deal for either of those drivers, but they are going to rejoin the field as we have one caution on the board. We got 3 left as Rockabilly fires out a little cannon shot there. So we did make more than one lap. We are going to give these guys another cannon shot there. We are going to give these guys a chance to pull in and make their pit stop. Everybody gets below the line like they should, formation here. And I'd be surprised if any of them actually came down onto pit road here. As I'm correct, looks like one car is pulling into the pit. And that is going to be Merlin. And he is going to make his pit stop here. They're looking to change tires. They're changing tires and they're calling it off. They're not making a tire change. We pass to some of the officials here on pit lane. Myself, Carlin. Merlin rejoins the field after making a little bit of an adjustment there in the pits. And he will be ready to rock and roll. Whoa, big cannon fire out of Merlin. We'll see what these cars can do here. Pretty good opening laps there. Just a little bit of a struggle there for position. They got tangled up there. Him and defensive clap, aka, whoa, another cannon shot. Aka Stay Down killing in the 10 car. And these guys will be ready to do what they do one more time. Single file restarts here in the SCL. Some good racing early. Should be some really good racing once we get into the Marlboro Open, because it's all either champions, race winners, or the top 3 out of these 2 races, which we know are probably going to be some fast cars. So it's going to make for a good race tonight in the Marlboro Challenge. We'll go to our pit reporter Antoine Senna, see what changes they make on Merlin's car. Antoine, what'd they make there?
It looked like Merlin came into the pits. They looked like they was going to change tires. I don't know if they did or not, but he's back out.
Alright, thanks there, Antoine. Good pit reporting there from pit road. And looks like we're getting ready to do this thing one more time. We'll go back trackside with the leader. And they are green. Off to a nice... The restarts the single file are a little bit calmer than the double file start of the event. Looks like top 3 have broken away a little bit here. We'll ride back with Kylo. He's leading that second pack, trying to catch them top 3. Flat out's jockeying around a little bit back there. There's Kylo, United car, 26 BSE. And Outcast right now, the number 11, is leading this thing. Pogo's trying to make a run on the outside. Just can't quite make it there with one car and no help. Oh. Flat out's rolling back and forth a little bit back there. He's all over that track. See if he can get it gathered up here, as it looks like he might be losing that last position to Merlin as Merlin rides by. We are 2 by 2 by 2 in the top 6 spots there. Those guys on the outside got to be a little bit worried, but there's some fast cars out there with Outcast. Pogo gets into Outcast, then he's flipping down the backstretch into the grass, falls over on his lid. Outcast just barely makes it through. Pogo resets and he's back in this game. That is our second caution of the night. As these guys up front will figure out what position they were when the caution was thrown. Pits will be open. Shouldn't be any takers, as Pogo, you see in the back there, just trying to make rejoin the field here, and they are going to be ready to go next time by. We are 6 laps into this 25-lap event. 2 cautions down, 2 more on the board if they need them, which from what we're seeing with these cars being so jumpy like they are and all over the place, we might use those 2 up and then have some good clean green flag racing here. But right now, defensive clap clap, aka stay down killing, is in the lead with O'Brien second. Looks like Kylo might have been in the lead there at the line when they restarted. So those are Kylo, the quick rookie from BSC, and the 2 I told you to watch for, stay down and O'Brien. Those are your top 3 transfer spots at this point, and you have 3 independent cars behind him: Rockabilly, Shadow, and Merlin in them Snapple cars. So everybody gets lined up single file here. We'll be ready to throw the green flag one more time here when they get back to the start finish line. Get this thing underway one more time. Still 63 degrees here. Track temperature 72 degrees with a little breeze of 3 miles an hour. Everybody's looking good though. Kylo Ren from BSC is going to be leading this thing to the green. We'll see what he can do here for the restart. Everybody's lined up in the position they should be, and we are getting ready to rock and roll one more time. Come down past the pit lane here. A lot of fans in the stands for this open race. I'm sure there'll be a couple more seats filled up for the Marlboro Challenge tonight. They're all just kind of standing there looking right now as the flagman pulls out the green, and there it is, rocking and rolling one more time here at Daytona. A couple cars trying to make their move on the outside. Looks like O'Brien's trying to make a move to the outside. He had a good run from the start, trying to get that lead back, just not able to by himself, it looks like. Kylo's running up there to block a little bit. He better get back down that low lane if he wants to block, stay down. Kylo's doing a good job of leading here. He didn't get down to that bottom lane fast enough, and there goes stay down. Like I said, kid just needs to listen to me a little bit. So Kylo's leading that outside line with O'Brien behind him, who tucks down into the bottom lane. Kylo's all by himself out there with Outcast. O'Brien doesn't know what lane he wants to take. They all get single file at the front. First 5 are single file with Outcast trying to make a run on the outside. We'll see what he can do here going down into turn 1. Remember, top 3 advance. Top 3 advance. That's Rock, Defense, Kylo at the moment. Outcast is looking. He's got that spot on the outside. Oh, they touch and they flip. Big wreck out of the cars here. Big wreck out of Rock. He's laying on his side. Just gets back on his feet there. It looks like Rockabilly tried to go outside and make a pass on the outside. Wasn't clear of the leader. Defense clap clap. And they both made contact. Went flipping down the backstretch. So that's number 3 caution of 4. So just one more caution on the board, and it's going to be a green flag race after that. They're looking pretty good. We'll go down to our pit reporter Antoine Senna and see what he says here.
Yeah, I was with the crew chief for Rockabilly, and he said, look here, we was leading, and we thought we had the lead, and the spotter said clear, So we came down and there was a defensive clap in the way. I don't know what he was thinking, but we wrecked. We're gonna take the blame on that one. It was our spotter's fault. So that's what crew chief said for the Rockabilly, and we're gonna go talk to the defensive clap as I walk up here to his crew chief, calling Kip's hauling ass here, calling the shots. Kip, what happened there? So it looks like Kip thought he was telling them to just go, and they don't know what happened, and they are not very happy with Rockabilly right now, and I don't think they should be very happy with Rockabilly. It took them out of the top 3, and that's what we got here from the pits, back of the booth. Alright, thank you, Antoine. It's good pit reporting there from our esteemed colleague with the pack on in the pits. So as Rockabilly catches up to the field here, he can't be feeling very good about that, and defensive clap's probably feeling even worse about that. A little heated with the car behind him. I don't think they'll be working together very much during this race, but they both have fast cars. If they're smart, they'll try and work together there and get back up to the front, as it looks like we do have a taker. Kylo Ren is pulling into the pits here, making a pit stop, and Rockabilly's also making a pit stop after he slid those tires through the grass. And looks like the sun's starting to go down a little bit here. Track temperature's cooled off a degree here, 72 degrees, as Kylo rejoins the field here. What'd they do down there, Antoine? Looks like the BFD crew jumped over the wall, put 4 of them red tires on Kylo's car, and he's back in business.
Alright, thank you very much. Looks like he got some fuel too for that car. That could possibly hurt him. It could weigh down the car a little bit, but it could get it out of the air too. I don't know. We'll see what happens here with Kylo as he tops up the tanks, changes the tires, and is ready to rejoin the field for another race here. As we got a restart, that was our 3rd caution, and there's only one more on the board right now. Outcast, O'Brien, and Merlin are your 3 transfer cars. Trying to make it into tonight's all-star event here for the Indy cars, the Marlboro Challenge. These cars are rolling down the backstretch. They are about ready to take the green here this lap. There's the number 11 car of Outcast. Good looking Chevrolet. And we got the 41 of O'Brien right behind him. And then the independent of Merlin, like we said, there's the Hydroxy Cut car, the 11 GNC Mobile Chevy for Outcast. He's looking pretty good. A couple of cars trying to make it in here. Shadow in his first event. He is in the 4th position, looking good for his first event. He is on the outside looking in with Flat Out, Pogo Gun, Defensive, and the rest of the crew here as we get ready to take the green flag one more time. The green is out and we are underway. Remember, just one more caution available to these guys. Oh, we've got a slider by himself, comes back on the track, and that's not by himself anymore. That was crazy. Looks like Flat Out did a big jump and a flip there. Merlin was the one that spun out, slid to the inside wall, hit the safer barrier, flew back out on the track, totally out of control at that point, and Flat Out had nowhere to go. Ran right into him real hard, started flipping through the air. You saw it here live. That's our final caution of the event, so it's going to be a 10-lap shootout to the race finish here. They did not make a lap. I don't think pits are going to open up. Race marshal might open them up, as it's going to be our last yellow as we go green till the end from here. So right now, Outcast is looking pretty damn good there in that Hydroxy Cut car. American Racing Wheels machine. O'Brien is sitting in 2nd place. And Shadow, the rookie, in the independent car, has made his way into the 3rd and transfer spot.
We'll see what he can do. He's got a hard charging defensive Clap Clap and Kylo. 2 quick cars plus Rockabilly behind him. They're going to try and take one of those 3 spots. That's going to be some hard racing there for that transfer spot. But it should be a good deal as we get ready to go green here. Marshals are waving off entry to pit lane. So we will have another round here. So get ready to go green. Green flag's in the air. Flagman doesn't even want to throw it anymore. He's tired. Here they go. Going for the last time here. Green flag till the end, guys. Some good racing at the front of the pack here. People in the back just trying to stay in the draft and see what'll happen. I'm sure there might be another wreck or 2 here as we got O'Brien taking the lead on the backstretch in that 41 car. See if he can pull it off a complete pass. Don't think he's going to be able to. Doesn't have a lot of help down there. Pogo gun behind him. Outcast doing a really well job staying in the lead here. Oh, we got rookies touching behind him. That's Shadow getting into O'Brien a little bit. They maintain their composure here as they roll through the tri-oval. That was going to be a close one there. That could have took out most of the field. Got some good racing still. Looks like Shadow's moving around just a little bit as he's a rookie, not having a lot of car control. O'Brien has took the lead on the outside down the back stretch with help from O'Brien. We'll see if they can hold on to it. He's clear of the bottom lane. Just barely. Now he's not clear of the bottom lane, so it's a good job he didn't try to pull down there and take that lead away fully. Oh, Shadow is sliding around. And defensive Clap Clap is doing a good job of not running him over as Shadow got a little bit of the back and forth action through the tri-oval. So I'm sure we have a lot of the challenge drivers watching the event tonight here on YouTube, seeing who's going to make it in to race with us. As I myself, Johnny Benson's going to be in the event tonight, making a rare IndyCar appearance. O'Brien's got it. He's got the lead fair and square. He pulls down to the bottom lane to block Outcast. And there he goes, your top 3, O'Brien, Outcast, and Pogo Gun, trying to walk away from these rookies here as Outcast rolls up into the top lane all by himself. Does he have a strong enough car to complete the pass? No, not by himself. As Shadow is rolling up into the outside to try and give him a little bit of help here. We'll see if the rookie can give him a little bit of a boost to get going. We'll see if he can. If he can't. But right now they're racing hard. Good racing here down the back stretch. Everybody's still in contention with this one. I guess a lot of these people are just waiting to see what happens here. Minding their P's and Q's. I know Staydown's not pushing the issue too much. He's just watching them race up front. He's a smart driver, and he knows anything can happen. They're jockeying around a little bit at the back of the pack there. Looks like most of those independent cars are rolling to the back. We've got Kylo and Flat Out back there. A couple Flat Out's a veteran of the field. Kylo's also a rookie here, making him one of his first IndyCar starts. As these guys are all gearing up for the first IndyCar points race of the season next Friday. Oh, a little bit of jumping around. We got a rookie sliding off. Looks like that's Shadow. No, it wasn't Shadow. It was Merlin all by himself. And puts her in the fence, spins her around. He is out of competition. Merlin is not going to finish in the top 3 tonight. It doesn't look like it. So we go down to the backstretch. We got a heated battle for the lead here. Looks like Kylo's coming up, trying to help out Outcast, push him to the front, try and get into the top 3 himself. Those top 4 cars are really fast. Ooh, a little bit of a touch there for the 2 leaders. Shaping up to be a very good race here as we got 21 laps on the board, 28 in total. And then they go one more time past the flag man. He's still waving that green. Arm's got to get tired there a little bit as the lights are starting to turn on here at Daytona. And these guys are racing off into the night. Right now it looks like O'Brien and Pogo have a pretty good feel for it. Outcasts, another hard contender here, trying to make a run on the outside with Kylo helping him. Don't know if they can do it or not. This side-by-side racing's got to be hairy for these guys. as they try to make it into the field here. Remember, top 3 advance, and right now that would be O'Brien, Pogo, and Outcast. Outcast getting a good run. He moves up into second on the outside, trying to challenge for that lead with Kylo right behind him, giving him a little bit of a push. He's got 3 cars out there with Rock helping out also. Roll down into turn 2 here. Oh, Kylo hits the fence just a little bit, not enough to mess him up too bad. He's getting a good run down the backstretch. Side drafting off the fence. And we'll see what they can do. Looks like Flat Out in 8th place, just sitting back there watching it all happen. We'll ride along with Flat Out here a second. As got a lot to look at there. Got a lot to look at. These cars are jockeying around a little bit. Flat Out's doing the smart move and just biding his time back here, waiting for 5 of them cars to knock themselves out of it. I'm sure he might press the issue a little bit once we get further into this thing, but right now 8 cars running really good for this race. Excellent racing here. Once there's no more yellows left, they're starting to mind their piece of cues a little bit. I'd watch out for a couple of those independent rookies. They Rockabilly and oh, like I said, they touch. Rockabilly and Shadowbox touch. Sending Shadow to the back. He has now lost the draft from that little bit of contact with Rockabilly, and Flat Out's doing what he needs to do, just hanging in there. He might be able to get in the top 3 yet. Oh, they touch. There's another big wreck. There's another big wreck. Flat Out doing everything he could there. Looks like a couple of rookies hit each other. Kylo was involved. Defensive Clap Clap was involved. Shadow's trying to pull around, get into 5th. Flat Out made it through it. I don't know how, but he did exactly what he needs to do. And now there's 4 racing for the 3 spots here with 2 to go at Daytona. Right now O'Brien's looking pretty solid out front. Him, Outcast, and Rockabilly don't want anything to happen. They don't want Flat Out to make it into here. Flat Out might start pushing a little bit more, pushing the envelope a little bit more here as they get closer to the end of this one. But right now, Rockabilly's making them run on the outside, getting a taste of the lead for a second there. Slips back into second. And Flat Out's doing what he's got to do on the bottom here, trying to decide what he wants to do here. Good racing for the lead here. Oh! Man, that was crazy. Rockabilly and Outcast touched each other just a little bit. They rolled through. And it looks like Shadowbox is pulling into 3rd, into the transfer spot. As Kylo and Defensive Clap Clap. This is your battle for the transfer spot here is O'Brien and Flat Out. Flat Out did exactly what he needed to do. He was hanging out in the last place the entire race and just watching everybody else wreck. As Kylo and Defensive Clap Clap move past Shadowbox as they are hooked up, trying to get away from him and settle it between themselves. This is lap 28, the end of it. We are waving the checkered. It's not over yet. This is lap 28. Sorry about that. They are waving the white flag for these guys, and they're coming down for the checkered. It looks like O'Brien and Flat Out aren't really going to do much here for the win. As it looks like Kylo just got wrecked. Or wrecked somehow. I pulled away from the camera just a little bit. And it looks like Shadow and Kylo aren't even going to have a chance to finish here. As Stay Down Killin' makes it into the race. Great run by O'Brien, getting the win. Flat Out was very close behind him, getting the 2nd place finish. And Defensive Clap Clap, aka Stay Down Killin', is going to wind out that Dana Moore car into 3rd place. That was a crazy race there at the end for that transfer spot. And that's it. That's how it runs. That's your finishing order right there. That's your finishing order. A couple of fast cars, Merlin, Kylo, and Outcast, that were up front all day, got in a big wreck. And nothing they could do about it. Yes, there you go. That's our finishing order. O'Brien, Flat Out, and old Defensive Clap Clap.
will transfer into tonight's Marlboro Challenge. Thanks for watching, and the Marlboro Challenge will be coming up shortly.